the Book of Enoch. Giants, aliens, Judas, angels. What if it's true? Introduction to the Book of Enoch. Dive into the enigmatic world of the Book of Enoch, a text shrouded in mystery and controversy. Could it offer historical evidence that challenges our understanding of ancient ancestors and their possible encounters with extraterrestrial beings? This video explores the fascinating tales of giants, angels, and prophetic visions found within its chapters. From Enoch's celestial journey to the biblical connections in the Book of Genesis and the Epic of Gilgamesh, we unravel the secrets and theories that surround this ancient text. Could the stories of Enoch provide clues about the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza or the advanced beings known as the Anunnaki? Join us as we delve into these extraordinary possibilities. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Enoch's celestial journey. Biblical narratives often present fantastical, incredible, and sometimes hard-to-interpret events. Among the apocryphal or questionable biblical texts, the Book of Enoch stands out as particularly enigmatic and captivating. This book is one of several pseudepigrapha, or works falsely attributed to Enoch, who was the father of Methuselah and the grandfather of Noah. Enoch is also notably one of the two individuals in the Bible who were taken to heaven without experiencing death. The other individual, according to some biblical interpretations, is Elijah. More commonly, the term Book of Enoch refers to the first epistle of Enoch, which exists only in the Ethiopian language. The character is said to have been taken up in a fiery chariot by the archangel Michael before the great floods, which some have interpreted as an encounter with extraterrestrials. A fiery chariot carried by an angel? Could Enoch be part of the earliest recorded abduction story? This is one of the intriguing hypotheses. Giants and the Nephilim. According to Genesis chapter 5, verses 1 to 24, the biblical character Enoch lived 7 generations after Adam, before the flood. When the Book of Enoch was discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls, it became evident that it was a literary work that influenced biblical writers of the time, including those who wrote the New Testament. So why is this book not included in the Bible today? It is only part of the main canons of the Ethiopian Orthodox sects, but was popular for hundreds of years in ancient Jewish perspectives. Indeed, in understanding the Book of Enoch, some scholars suggest it likely served as inspiration for the Book of Genesis due to numerous parallels between the two, such as the verses we discussed at the beginning of this video. The book detailing Enoch's story is extensive, comprising over 100 chapters spread across various books, and elaborates on accounts of the Nephilim, who some interpret as aliens, and the Watchers. The Nephilim are described as giants and are also mentioned in the Book of Genesis. It is said that these giants were descendants of angels known as the Watchers. Some believe that these giant beings might have been the reason for the Great Flood, as they were considered unnatural and harmful to the human race. This theory suggests that ancient ancestors were visited by beings from another planet, with the Watchers being the most likely extraterrestrials of antiquity. At the time, they were seen as angels, some good and some bad, who eventually procreated with selected human women. Biblical connections and references. In the Book of Jude, the Book of Enoch is referenced in verses 14 and 15. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied about them. See, the Lord is coming with thousands upon thousands of his holy ones to judge everyone, and to convict all the ungodly of all their ungodly acts they have committed in their ungodliness, and of all the defiant words ungodly sinners have spoken against him. However, for religious scholars, this does not imply that the Book of Enoch is divinely inspired and should be included in the Bible. Many question whether the book was actually written by the biblical Enoch. There is also a specific passage describing an account of Lamech during the birth of his son, which states, "And his father, Lamech, was afraid of him and fled, and came to his father Methuselah and said, I have begotten a strange son, different from man and resembling the sons of the God of heaven. His nature is different, and he is not like us. His eyes are like the rays of the sun, and his face is glorious." This was a description of Noah, who would later build the ark and survive the flood, sent to eliminate the Nephilim and purify humanity and its impurities. Enoch and the Great Flood. What then is the relationship between Enoch and these extraterrestrial beings and the gods who created them? Noah, Enoch's grandson, was chosen to build the ark and survive the flood, while Enoch himself was taken by the angels. Could our character have left behind any clues for humanity that might have survived the flood? We do not know, but there are other surprising revelations in this book, and some point to the ancient pyramids of Egypt as a connection between the biblical texts, Enoch, and ancient Sumerian writings, particularly concerning the Watchers, known as the Anunnaki or visitors from a planet called Nibiru. Theories of extraterrestrial encounters. The Sumerians also regarded these Watchers as gods, showing a crossover between the two ancient cultures. There is also mention of the great Sumerian ruler Gilgamesh in the Book of Enoch, which frequently describes the Anunnaki in the same manner as Enoch describes the Watchers. Throughout the Bible and the Epic of Gilgamesh, the gods often refrained from showing their faces and communicated through transmitters, where their voices could be better heard. In the 7th tablet of the Epic of Gilgamesh, he describes being taken to a portal that speaks like a living person. The Great Pyramid and Ancient Technology. The ancient Sumerians also constructed their own pyramids, known as ziggurats. These ziggurats served as places of protection during floods and were also covered as thrones for their gods. Erich von Daniken, a Swiss archaeologist, believes that the Egyptian pyramids might have been built for a similar purpose, protecting something from the Great Flood mentioned in biblical texts like the Epic of Gilgamesh. Some believe there exists a 10th Sumerian tablet that details how the Anunnaki constructed the Egyptian pyramids, which could establish a definitive connection between these two advanced ancient civilizations and an advanced race of visitors. As it turns out, the Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, may not have been correctly attributed to the person who ordered its construction. There seems to be significant evidence that it was not built by Khufu. Historians and archaeologists dated it to the 4th dynasty primarily due to a questionable discovery by an English Egyptologist, Major General Richard Weiss. The author and alternative theorist Zacharias Sitchin uncovered substantial evidence suggesting that Weiss, after spending over $1 million on an expedition to the upper chambers of the Great Pyramid, returned empty-handed and forged Khufu's cartouche. Upon discovering Weiss' private diary, he noted that he could not find a cartouche or any hieroglyphs in the king's chamber, despite searching desperately. However, in his book written about the expedition 3 years later, he claimed to have found one. Many believe it is possible that he forged the cartouche to declare that his $1 million expedition was successful. Surprisingly, there are rumors that the chamber had been visited before without previous visitors having seen the cartouche until Weiss supposedly discovered it. Sitchin also pointed out that Khufu's name was misspelled in the cartouche, which could have been attributed to a typographical error in a book published at the time, likely in Weiss' possession and used as a reference. Instead of spelling Khufu, it actually read Raufu. But what does this have to do with the Book of Enoch and the ancient advanced extraterrestrial race? Erich von Daniken highlights that the only reason we believe the Great Pyramid of Giza was built for Khufu during the 4th dynasty is because of this cartouche, which was likely forged. He also points out that a sarcophagus containing Pharaoh Khufu has never been found at that site. Furthermore, the construction methods that conventional archaeology claims were feasible for building the pyramids at that time are highly improbable. Most historians who subscribe to the dominant narrative that Khufu built the Great Pyramid refer to the writings of the Greek historian Herodotus, who traveled to Egypt and recorded the accounts of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs. However, Herodotus is frequently contradicted by Diodorus of Sicily, another Greek historian of the time, who claimed that Herodotus was naive and often incorrect. Even Cicero disagrees with Herodotus's assertion that the pyramid was built by Khufu. Von Daniken refers to an account by an ancient Arab historian named Al-Makrizi, who writes that the Great Pyramid was known to have been built by a king who lived before the Great Flood, named Sorid. This king, Sorid, was better known in Hebrew as Enoch. Von Daniken believes that, in preparation for the Great Flood, Enoch constructed the pyramids to protect the biblical texts so future generations could discover what had happened. He suggests that the pyramids were built with the help of advanced technology from the beings Enoch was in contact with, and with whom he later departed from Earth. Conclusion and speculations. Whether we agree with this theory or not, it is difficult to explain the level of precision with which the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed using the primitive means available to civilizations known at that time. To this day, new discoveries are being made within the pyramids, such as underground tunnels, lakes, and previously unseen sarcophagi. One of the most astonishing engineering feats of the Great Pyramid is the alignment of the tunnels leading to the chambers with certain constellations. The three pyramids are considered representations of the three stars in Orion's belt. Additionally, there are shafts leading to the chambers that align with Orion's belt on one side and the star system Sirius on the other. What was the significance of these star systems, beyond their prominence in the night sky? Could they have been the star systems from which the extraterrestrial visitors originated, as suggested by the story of the aliens from Sirius by the Dogon tribe of Africa, and where Enoch was taken before the Great Flood? What we do know is that some of the claims in the apocryphal books are true and accurate, while many others are false and historically inaccurate. But if it is true, leave your comments down below. Until the next video,